Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we're back to Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes. Almost missed the Lego part of it this time. It's such a ridiculously long title, and I I guess how would you fix it would be the question. Uh, I guess what you do is you just have to bite the bullet and transition. And then Lego Batman 3 could have been just called Lego DC Superheroes or Lego DC. I mean, the story here is pretty much still a Batman story. You play as Batman and Robin more than anything else. I'm trying to get this goon here. I can't even keep him from... Yeah. The ratio of the hammer goons versus the other goons is so off. Let's get this one. Get this gold one. It's probably a race. I guess I've already bought that cement mixer truck, or that just happens not to be a actual vehicle we can unlock. It seems like there are a couple of vehicles in this thing that are just unlocked by default because I guess they just wanted it that way. It probably tries to encourage people to jump in them. Probably, again, they were contractually obliged to give so many vehicles in this game, and once they hit that number, like the mini characters, they just stopped. I mean, it's no surprise that there would only be 50, nice round number, when I could name at least 52 easily DC characters that are worth mention, because there are 52, in theory at least, series that are released every month, and that's not even including sidekicks like Robin, where I guess there might be a Robin book. Like, Batwoman's not in here. Well, one of the Robins is in here. It's not all of them, because there are like 4 Robins at this point. No Jonah Hex, not a big surprise there. None of the Constantine style people. There's this whole, I don't know if it happened yet, but in the new 52 they integrated a lot of this, what was another publisher's company that DC bought them out, or was keeping them separate for a long time.
Whatever you build,
I don't remember what the name of it was. Maybe Vertigo? Yeah, I think Vertigo was the name of it, yeah. But I could be wrong. And so they started integrating that. So things like Constantine and Swamp Thing and Animal Man, all I think were Vertigo books that got integrated into the DC universe, but they were also so not family friendly that I don't see how any of those would find their way into a game like this. I Alright, so we have to get up to that point, which means we have to get up from this point. Oh, this is gonna be a nice and long one. Which means we have to get to this point right here. We can skip just this very first section by switching over to Cyborg. And then the rest of it's just Robin. So, if I'm remembering correctly, there's a circus that comes into Gotham at least every now and then. And I think it's called Haley Circus. And that's where one of the Robins in the Flying Graysons, so Dick Grayson is that Robin, kind of got introduced into the storyline. So there is really a reason why there would be a circus in Gotham somewhere. A lot more than there would be a circus in the Marvel New York open area, where I am very much less familiar with the Marvel universe, but I don't think there's any real storyline that could be said that would really necessitate that. One thing I will say for the DC universe is it probably might have just the slightest amount of advantage in the bad guys over the Marvel universe. But it would be a tight argument. It would be a big argument there to find out. I think the Joker in particular is so familiar, so commonly known, so popular that you can't. He pulls it to the DC side. I could never imagine the Marvel owned by Disney now brand trying to do like a Sinister Six. Well, they did try to do a Sinister Six, and either it came out and failed miserably, or it got canceled, or it's still in production. But and then Marvel definitely, as far as their movies, has just troubles. Because they've sold the rights to Superman, they've sold the rights to no, not Superman. They sold the rights to Spider-Man, they sold the rights to the Fantastic Four, they sold the X-Men, and they're just constantly plagued by the fact that there's just this other companies, these other movie companies, who are making, at this point, terrible movies off their brands just to keep the license. Alright, so Aquaman, I'm hoping he has the ability to dive. So I think we kind of needed him to get a couple of the gold bricks. As we go through here and just try to unlock everything. Where is it? I'm not even sure what I'm looking for. I think I'm looking for a vehicle. Right? I was looking for a vehicle. must be on top of this building. It must be an airplane of some sort. Yep. By Joker's helicopter. Wow, that Y button is really far away. Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me. Buggy game. So can I just fly through this? No. You actually need a vehicle. So now I have to go find a vehicle somewhere. Just to do that flying around mission. That's ridiculous. Alright, so the next one is somewhere over here, I guess. Let's just go over here and see if Aquaman can dive in the water here. Well, dive, no. He just walks on the bottom. Oh well, that solves it either way. And boy is he slow. This feels like a complete and total afterthought. Just to throw a couple in here and have Aquaman do a couple of things. And I suspect that's it. I suspect that is completely the only two red bricks I'm gonna have to do with him ever. Alright. I missed one over here, but let's just move over here. There's still a lot of people screaming for help. Some of these screams, I think, just never stop. That's kind of what I liked about the Gothamtopia concept. At least, Gothtopia was it called, I think? Was just the thought that at the very least once there would be a good, happy situation shown of Gotham instead of just being always under attack, always a miserable place to live in. Let's see. Gotta play as Superman again. Get one of these heads again. So the solution to these would have been simply to have just handed us the red bricks, the gold bricks, sorry, gold bricks, after you smash that, or have a citizen in peril stuck in there. We know from the citizens in perils there's really no reason. Just gonna have to slowly try and line myself up here and then fall. Like, if we had done the top caps and then the gold brick was there, that would have been great. Or if it had made the gold brick appear a lot further away, that was easier to fly to, that would have worked too. Either solution would have actually worked very well, and yet neither was actually used. So this one has the electrified floor. I believe so. We can't just use the Joker on it. Yeah. Let's break these. Just to make sure there's no Lego pieces I needed. No. Alright. So it goes from there to over here. And so you start that platform. We follow the coins this way. Here we go. So we can open this with the penguin. We can change this to Batman. And there would have been a little bit more climbing, or probably a somewhat significant amount of climbing to get to that point. And again, this game is just like, has, if not been designed to, if it hasn't been designed so that we can cut out and skip a big portion of this, it at least has allowed that. I like that interface though, where if there's a grapple point just really far out. I forgot to turn off the vine grapple. We'll turn that off. And I can totally understand why they would have set that up. It's strange that depowering that activates the rope. Because there's just like no reason to be in the open world at all. There was absolutely no reason to play in the open world before you finish the story mode. It would have made everything a lot more miserable. There's not a lot of reason to do all of these puzzles before you get, well, I mean, half of them you could do just by flying around, and you really don't need anything. Between Cyborg's laser eye, which you get after beating the story, and the Flash, and Wonder Woman doesn't even seem to really do anything useful. Here, well, I guess we can fly around as Wonder Woman. Nothing wrong with it. Is that a vehicle to purchase or a race to do?
One more thing, sir.
I think I've probably already done that race. If anything, I think Wonder Woman might have slightly better controls. I will say DC has improved Wonder Woman by getting rid of her invisible jet thought and just having her have the ability to fly. And then they really don't focus too much on her bracelets that much, or her lasso of truth, or anything else. Ironically, I think the guy who invented Wonder Woman also invented, and this is the right term, the lie detector test, which actually cannot detect if you're lying or not. That the whole thing's a scam. So if you think a real scientific person invented that, nope, a comic book creator created it. it's a whole scam. They'll
Excuse me, sir.
police will say, "Why don't you take a lie detector test?" And then they'll tell you you failed at some place and try to get you to confess. And then, of course, even if you don't confess, they'll say you failed the lie detector test in court, and most people don't realize it's a scam. Even like the DNA testing facilities are in question because they will, I mean, you can send them just garbage and they'll just call the police stations and say, "What do you want this to say?" We'll tell you it matches, sure. But then you get into the quagmire where even eyewitness testimony is scientifically been proven to be very inaccurate. It's very easy to confuse people and make them think they remember something, or actually remember things that just weren't there. So as scary as a surveillance state might be with cameras everywhere, at the very least, actual photographic and video evidence is probably your best chance at not being wrongly convicted, since DNA testimony and lie detector tests can all be easily and have been shown to easily been corrupted, and lie detector tests in particular. I mean, there's no corruption there, they just don't work. They just tell you like how sweaty somebody is, and that doesn't mean anything, or what their heartbeat is. Trying to find. Is this one that we have to do, or is that one we haven't done? Help me! Here's a vehicle to purchase. Isn't this the Joker vehicle that we already bought? Yes it is, but we needed to do this one anyways. I feel like I'm going a little too fast here. Go forward. Go down. I got 10 seconds to not miserably miss this. There we go. We're almost down to 50 remaining, 53. 53 remaining. But there's like still a vehicle here on the road where that marker is. So I need to work my way downward towards that. Yeah, and if you double tap like A, you'll go even faster, but this area is so small, I don't know any situation where you'd actually want that. seems to be simply a holdover. I could almost understand in the New York open world. News reporter van. Man, that's small. That's a tiny van. Look at the scale on that. Really, really small compared to some of the other things. They have to hide it here between four walls just so you don't obviously see how small it is. I mean, if we just jump in here. And let's just drive it to the next closest car. Here's a car on wheels. Well, you saw it there for a second. That thing was about 4 times as big. And that's usually how it works out. The scaling of something can be about, if the scaling is going to be drastically off, it's going to be about 4 times as big. Or 4 times as small. Until you start getting into some really great, huge scales of things. There are a few, like, Lego sets that go at a above mini kit scale. Minifig scale, not mini kit. And minifig scale is where the, in theory at least, the minifig that I'm playing as is supposed to be at the appropriate scale for the rest of the playset. But often, in actuality, the minifig scale is still going to be smaller than the minifig. A minifig will fit in it, but only in specific places and not as easily or as nicely as you would think it should. Alright, we're looking, we need to go upward. We're looking for a arc somewhere. It's probably somewhere around the top of this building, I would guess. Yeah, it's got to be on top of this building because the arrow is pointing it that way. Yep, right here. Martian Manhunter. Where are we on our studs? Ah, 1,300,000,000. Good progress there. Let's see. Let's get that one. We're making good progress. Seems like I have to do this race. Alright, well, I may have messed up this race, and that's what I need to do it again. Alright, here, are we ready? Not really, let's... This helicopter in particular has trouble. It's giving me trouble. Come on, I guess I'm going this way. And then this way. And then this way. Come on, 10 seconds. I can see why I would have trouble with this race. This thing is all over the place. There we go. So, let's find a place on the map we want to go. And we will go there in the next recording. We're at 73.9% done. We've got 18 of the 20 red bricks collected. Somehow, I don't know how that's even really the case. I must just really be missing those last two. We have 199 out of 250 gold bricks. We have 33 out of 50 Citizens Impale done. I imagine we're getting close to running out of things to do in the overworld. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.